Welcome to Park Yoga. My name is Naomi and I am the Minehead location instructor. So you will find me weekly at Minehead. But I wanted to say a big welcome from all of the instructors here at Park Yoga. We are all welcoming you into your virtual class today. So thank you so much for taking the time to join us in our 2021 season. And it is lovely that perhaps we are managing to make it into classes in person again this year, but also keeping these virtual classes like we did last year. So still staying in touch with you all virtually as well. You may or may not know, but Park Yoga is a charity and it was set up to connect people with each other and also to nature. So it might be that, like me, you're lucky enough to be out in the sunshine today doing your park yoga session. And it may be, unfortunately, the English weather has pushed you inside and you are staying sheltered away from the rain. But if you are outside, really just enjoying that connection with nature if you can. So a lot of you ask, and because Park Yoga is a charity, we accept donations, and those donations can be made, if you wish, through our website. So our website is parkyoga.co, and if you go to parkyoga.co, on there are all the instructions you need to make a donation if you wish. Park Yoga is for everybody. We love to welcome as many people as we can to Park Yoga. However, please make sure that you are fit and healthy to practice today. Obviously, yoga, this part of yoga, is a physical exercise. So if you have any injuries, any illness at the moment, or you're under the care of a medical professional, please make sure that they have cleared you to do this physical exercise today. If you have ever been told by your doctor not to exercise, then we please ask you not to participate in this class. Also, one final point, if you are pregnant, we discourage you from joining in with Park Yoga because we want to keep you and your baby safe. If you have been doing yoga for a long time and you are now pregnant, if you are an experienced yogi, if you are a well-seasoned yogi, then you can of course speak to your doctor and ask them again if it is suitable for you. But always making sure that you have the permission and the encouragement of your doctor before participating in your classes. So thank you for joining us and we will settle into our class. So as I said, my name is Naomi and I'm going to be taking you through a session today that is all about playfulness and having a little bit of fun with our balance. So we're going to be trying maybe a couple of new poses, a couple of new little variations for you and testing our balance. Because we're testing our balance, we will be also strengthening our core, which is our abdominal muscles and our back muscles. So we're going to find some strength through our torso and hopefully have a little bit of fun. Yoga can sometimes be taken quite seriously, but today we're going to hopefully have a smile on our face the whole way through our class and leave feeling relaxed, energized, and with a lovely big smile on your face. So we're going to start laying down. So roll out your mat when you're ready. And then we're going to come down to laying on our backs. So just settling onto your back, turning the palms of the hands to face up to the sky, allowing the feet to fall out to the sides, the feet coming maybe hip width or mat width apart. Close the eyes if you're comfortable to do so, and just begin to settle in. It's really nice to take a few moments at the start of class to help us to relax. Although we're going to have fun today, we still want to find a sense of relaxation, a sense of quiet and calm. So maybe tuning in with your body right now and noticing how your body feels. Notice how your muscles and your joints feel. Notice if there are any areas of tightness or stiffness within your body. And know that it doesn't matter if there are. I know for me, my hamstrings are feeling tight today, but that's okay. So just noticing your body and noticing without judgment. Not criticizing, not worrying, just simply observing. And then perhaps tuning in with your breath, noticing how your breath feels today. Noticing that rise and the fall of the belly or the chest. Maybe trying to breathe in and out through the nose if you can throughout the whole of the class today. So as you breathe in and out through your nose, that's going to help you to relax, but also to help you focus, which we might need in some of those balances today. So just take a few moments and settle in. Bring your mind onto your mat. Whatever else is going on, just bring your mind here with me. And all of us together virtually practicing our yoga. And when you're ready, just wiggling the feet so that they come back together. And then gently drawing the right knee in towards the chest. So just hold just below the knee on the shin. And send the left heel away from you. So we're coming into this stretch here to release the lower back, to lengthen through the glutes. And just gently warming up through our body. See if you can relax through the jaw and through the shoulders. Really just find a moment of peace, a moment of quiet if you can. Try to just find softness through the whole of the body. And then an option, if you want, you can stay here. If you want to start building that core strength to get us ready for our balances, then you can begin to lift the chest. And as you lift the chest, perhaps you stay here, perhaps that's enough. If you want to take it further, maybe you reach the arms away from you, point the fingertips towards the toes. If that's enough, stay here. If you want even more, lifting that left leg off of the ground, so shoulders and heel lifted, really, really finding strength through the whole of your torso. Remember to breathe if you can. Good. And then release all the way back down and lengthen that right leg away from you. And then drawing the left knee in, so just gently switching sides. Draw the left knee into the chest, push the right heel away, toes to the sky. Relax the shoulders, relax the collarbones, allow the shoulder blades to melt into the mat and just feel that lovely lengthening down the back of your spine. Feel that gentle stretch maybe through the glutes, that just gentle awakening of the hips. So again, you've got that option if you wish, stay here. If you want a little bit more fire in your practice today, lift your chest. Once the shoulder blades are off the ground, perhaps you choose to stay here, or perhaps you take those arms away from you, fingertips away, and stretch and lengthen. Maybe you want even more and you're going to lift that right foot, lengthening the whole of the leg away from you, feeling your strength, feeling your power. Good. And then bring both knees into the chest and maybe just sway side to side a little bit. And then take the hands behind the legs and we're going to rock and roll forwards and back a couple of times. So just finding a gentle massage of the length of the spine and also finding momentum to rock up. And maybe on your next one or maybe the next one after that, seeing if you can find your balance on your sit bones. As you find your balance on your sit bones, coming into your boat pose, so your chest is really tall. Your feet are either pointed or flexed, whatever feels good for you. And you can keep your hands on your legs today. So sometimes we do this pose with our arms out long. Today, we're going to take it easy for the first step and we're going to keep our hands on the backs of our legs. So just finding that strength in your core, that length through your spine. And then when you're ready, just crossing over those ankles and rolling all the way to all fours. And then in our all fours, just taking a little cycle of cat-cow. So if you know your cat-cow, go ahead and take that movement. Otherwise, dip the belly and open the chest. And then exhale, round through the spine. Inhale, open the chest. And exhale, round. One more time, inhaling, opening. Exhaling and rounding, tucking the chin all the way to the chest. Then making your way to a neutral spine, creeping the hands further forward. We're going to tuck our toes and push our hips up and back and find our downward facing dog. And it might well be your first downward facing dog of the day. So take a bend in the knees if you wish. Maybe wiggle the legs out, bending one knee at a time, walking out your dog. Finding that length through the backs of the legs, finding strength in the shoulders too if you can. So feet should be hip width apart, hands just wider than shoulder width. And if you're really tight, then keep a big bend in the knees, and that's okay. We're looking for length in the spine rather than length in the backs of the legs, unless you can manage both. And then from here, just gazing between the hands, and then inch the feet one by one, inch by inch to between the hands. And you can take the feet together or hip width apart. Relax the head, and then gently just roll all the way up, reach the hands up to the sky. We're going to come through some sun salutations, so warming up the major muscles in our body. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, and you may want to take your hands to your shins if you can't touch the ground. Exhale, bend the knees and step back to a strong plank position. So think inner thighs together, shoulders working hard. Exhale, drop the knees, and then leave the bum up in the air as you lower chest and chin down to the ground, and then snake forward as you inhale into baby cobra, squeezing the muscles of your back body. Exhale, tuck the toes and push up and back, downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog, lifting your right leg up to the sky, and then using your core muscles, sweep the leg to between the hands. If it doesn't quite reach, grab a hold of the ankle and bring it through. Drop the left knee down to the ground. Inhale, sweep the hands up high, lengthen to the sky through your fingertips. Exhale, bend through that front leg and then bring the back leg in. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, bending those knees if you need, relaxing the head and the neck. Inhale, sweep the hands wide, and we're going to flow straight to the other side. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, again remembering hands to shins if you choose. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands and step back to that really strong plank position. Lower the knees, the chest and the chin. Inhale, snake forward, open the chest, wrap the elbows into the body, the collarbones broaden. And then exhale, tuck the toes, push up and back, downward facing dog, lengthening through your spine. Take a full cycle of breath. And then lengthening left leg to the ceiling, sweeping your left foot to between your hands. And then inhaling, dropping right knee to the ground, sweeping hands to the sky. And exhale, bring the hands down to the mat. And then lifting back knee, stepping in, halfway lift. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep the hands all the way to the sky. And exhale, folding back down. Planting the hands to the mat, bending the knees, and taking a big step back to downward facing dog. In your downward facing dog, taking the feet together at the back of the mat, lifting your right leg up to the sky. Option to stay here, option if you want more of that challenge, more of that balance. Inhale, lift up onto your left tiptoes. And then exhale with control, release the left heel down to the ground. The right leg stays where it is. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. And then gently place right foot to the mat. Lift left leg to the sky. Inhale, rise onto right tiptoes. Exhale, lower. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. Last time, lift. And lower, release the heel to the ground. Left foot comes to meet right. Bring both the knees to the mat underneath the hips and take your tabletop position with your wrists directly underneath your shoulders. Now for some little balances. We're going to reach our left hand forward, palm faces inwards. And if that's enough, you stay here. If you want more of a challenge, reach your right leg behind you, toes point down to the ground. Belly button draws back to spine, so we don't want to come into an extension. We want that spine nice and long, reaching forward, lengthening from fingertip to heel, Finding your balance, find your breath if you can. And then when you're ready, placing hand and knee back to the mat with control. Reaching your right fingertips forward, turn the palm inwards, thumb to the sky. Maybe that's enough, maybe you want a little bit more. You extend that leg behind you, reaching behind, lengthening away. Really feeling that reach, that two-way pull, fingertip away from the body, heel away from the hips, lengthening, belly button drawn in. Feeling your strength, your power in your little tiny movements of your balance. Place the hand and then the knee down to the ground. Now we're going to take it a little step further. So we're going to take our right hand over towards the left side of the mat, so just beyond midway. And then we're going to take our left arm in front so that the fingertips almost meet. And then take those shoulders forward. And trust me on that one, this is the most important bit of this balance, is to bring those shoulders forward. If that's enough, maybe you want to stay there. If you're happy, press the top of the left foot to the ground and then extend the right heel away from you. And you may find that you topple over, and that's okay. Remembering that we're having fun today, that we're bringing a smile to our face, that we're finding a little joy in the movement of our body. Maybe you've got that balance. If you're struggling, think about really making that back leg as strong as you can. So that back foot is flexed, the heel is firming away from you, really finding that integral strength through your body. When you're ready, with control, if you can, bring it all the way back to center. And just push it back to a child's pose. So uncross the arms, lengthen the hips to the heels, and take a little brief stretch. And when you feel ready, coming back up to center. This time, bring your left hand just across the midline of your mat. And then take your right arm in front. Pinky fingers almost touching. Pivot those shoulders forward. Spread the fingertips. Gaze down. Top of that right foot into the mat. And then extending left leg away if you can. It might be that you want to keep the toes of that left leg on the mat. It might be you want to go whole hog and challenge your balance and lift the heel, lift the toes. Find that length and find the courage if you can. Bring a smile to your face and know that you can do this. You can challenge yourself and you can accomplish this. So believe in yourself, give it a go, see how you do. If you wobble, that's okay. If you topple, that's okay. Come back and join us if you wish, or take a child's pose. When you're ready, bring that knee back down. And then uncross those hands. Take the palms to face up and lengthen the hips back to a child's pose. And enjoy that release through the shoulder blades with those palms facing to the sky. When you're ready, turn the palms back down. Tuck the toes and push back to a downward facing dog. Taking the feet together in our downward facing dog, inhale, lift the right leg to the sky and then sweep it forward, using the strength of your core to bring that foot to between the hands. And then inhale, reach the hands up nice and high. And then just hop that back foot in so that the heel of the back foot can come to the ground. And find your balance. Find that stability. Good. Then from here, releasing the arms alongside the body, pivot the chest forward. So we're coming into our half warrior. We're leaning forward in our warrior one. If that's enough of your balance, then you stay here. If you want to test yourself more, rise to the tiptoes of that front foot. You're going to feel that glute, that thigh switching on. I know I am, but that's okay. Find your smile. Find your joy. It doesn't always have to be serious. When you're ready, can you release that heel down? Can you inhale, rise all the way up? And then exhale, release the hands to the mat. And wiggle your way back to downward facing dog. Maybe take the feet hip width apart and maybe just sway the hips side to side. That can feel really nice sometimes. And then take the feet back together. Inhale, lift the left leg to the ceiling and sweep your left foot to between the hands. And maybe just take it an inch to the left slightly. Inhale, rise up with the hands, lift into that high lunge. And then step your back foot so the heel comes to the ground, the toes are out to about 30-40 degrees. And find your warrior one. Always, if you wish, you can stay here. Otherwise, you begin to tilt forward. Release the arms alongside you as if you're about to take off. And maybe then you do take off. Maybe you lift that front heel. Find that strength. Find your balance. You can do this. We're all doing this together. If you need more, bend a little bit more into that front knee. And then you'll feel it. That's the one. Really good. Find your breath. Find your smile. Inhale, release the heel to the ground. Reach the hands up high. And then exhale, bring the hands to the mat or to the shins as you step into a halfway lift. And then to a forward fold. Inhale, sweep the hands all the way up to the sky. And exhale, forward fold. And then from here, bend the knees, step back to a downward facing dog. In our downward facing dog, this time lifting the right leg up to the sky, sweep the right foot through and find your high lunge once more. Inhale, lift the hands up to the sky. And then wiggle that foot out to the side. So your right foot comes out to the side. And then releasing your hands down to the ground. So your right hand is outside of your right foot. Your left hand is on the inside of your right foot. Maybe then you want to reach your right arm forward. If that's a challenge enough, you stay there. If you want more, lift your left arm forward and reach and find your power, find your strength, find that balance. And try not to lean on that front leg. So see if you can find all of that fire within you right now to lift both arms and to lift that chest and sweep yourself as far forward as you can. Feel your fire right now. Exhale, release the hands to the mat. Wiggle that foot back to the midline, so front foot comes back to the middle of the mat. And maybe just bend into the knee, drop that left knee down. Take a pause in your low lunge with your hands either on the mat or on your front thigh. When you're ready, place the hands either side of the front foot and step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg to the sky. Sweeping your left foot through to between the hands, find your strength. And then inhale, windmill the hands high to the sky for your high lunge. Then when you're ready, we'll go up the other side. Take your left foot to the left side of the mat. And then hinge at the hips, lean yourself forward and release the hands down to the mat. So your left hand outside of your left foot, your right hand on the inside. Reach that left hand forward. Maybe that's enough. Maybe you want to go more. Maybe you reach that right hand forward too. Keep your chest off of your thigh if you can. If you're resting on your thigh, that's okay. Don't worry. But see if you can lift an inch of the weight out of that thigh. So we're really, really working hard here. Powering up our balance. That's the one. You can do this. Good. Releasing the hands down. Drop the back knee down. Bring that left foot a little closer to the middle of your mat. And inhale, come up into your high lunge. Good. Exhale, release the hands down to the mat. And then from here, lift that back knee and step all the way back to downward facing dog. And pedal those feet out. Step the feet to mat width apart in your downward facing dog and take a really nice deep stretch through the backs of the legs. I love this variation of downward facing dog as a change to mix up which parts of the backs of the legs I'm stretching out. Good. When you're ready, drop the knees down to the width of the mat and bring the toes together and sink yourself into a child's pose. And take a breather. Breathe in, exhale, sigh it out if you need. So you've done all your hard work now. So you can maybe find a smile knowing that the hard work is done. And now we've got some stretches and then a blissful relaxation. When you're ready, creep the hands in an inch or two and we're going to take our left hand, palm facing up, underneath our right arm. And then maybe you release the left shoulder, the left side of the head to the mat if it reaches. But don't worry if it doesn't reach. You might be higher up, and that's okay. So the palm of that left hand is facing up. The hips are back to the heels. And we're creating that gentle twist through the body, releasing out those shoulders that have worked so hard. Inhale, slide it back to center. And then switching sides, reaching the palm underneath the arm. Fingertips pointing forward and to the side. Hips back to the heels and just lengthen through your spine. Stretch out the shoulders. When you're ready, inhaling, coming back to center and wiggle your way to laying on your front. So take your feet so they're hip width apart and then just allow yourself to tuck the elbows underneath the shoulders, spread the palms and gaze forward and try to knit the shoulder blades together as you melt the chest forwards. And we're finding our Sphinx pose, finding that blissful stretch through our core, that opening of our chest. And then exhale, release. If you want more of a chest stretch, leave the feet on the ground but clasp the hands behind you and lift that chest just an inch, not working too hard, just stretching deeper into the chest. Then when you're ready, take the hands either side of the body and slowly roll all the way up. You can cross your ankles as you go and come onto your seat. You may want to shift to the middle of your mat. From here, just gently rolling the shoulders. And then taking the feet so that the soles of the feet come together. We're going to come into our Baddha Konasana pose. So take those knees out wide. The feet come together. You can take the feet further away for less stretch or bring them in further for more stretch. You want the knees closer to the ground. So if you're coming in and they're really high up, I'd suggest you take those feet further away. Inhale, sit up tall. And then exhale, if you choose, you can begin to take the hands to the ankles or the feet. And you can begin to fold forwards. If you don't have any knee pain, if you're happy with your joints in your lower body, maybe you want to take your elbows to the shins and just gently apply a touch of pressure to create that deeper stretch. Breathe. Sigh it out if you need. And take a moment of rest, of stillness. And hopefully that rest and stillness now is feeling all the more blissful for having worked and challenged our balance. Inhale, rising back up. And just draw the knees together. And then gently lengthen the legs away and roll yourself down onto your mat. So reach those legs away from you. Turn the palms to face up to the sky. Allow the feet to become hip width or mat width apart. The toes to fall out to the side. And take a few moments here. You've worked so hard. You've found so much energy in the body. You've smiled, you've laughed. You've challenged yourself, perhaps more than you knew you could in your yoga practice. So now just let yourself settle in. Let your body be rewarded with this flood of calm that is waving over every single fibre of every single muscle. Feel that sea of calm sweep over the entirety of your body. The muscles in the legs are relaxed. The muscles in the hips are relaxed. The muscles in the chest and the back are relaxed. The muscles in the wrists and the palms are relaxed. All of the muscles in your face are relaxed. And now as you lie here, just enjoy the ground supporting you. Perhaps if you're practicing outside, if you're joining me outside, hearing the sounds of nature outside. And wherever you are, just finding a joyous calm, a quiet happiness within you. When you're ready, bend the knees, draw the knees to the chest, hug the knees in. And then maybe gently rolling onto your right hand side. You can take an arm under the head to support yourself. Take a few breaths here. And when you feel ready, make your way to seated. And just wiggle your way up. And you can just find yourself cross-legged if that's comfortable, kneeling if that's better. And just keep the eyes closed for a moment. Maybe bring a smile to your face. And then just gently dropping the chin to the chest, blinking open the eyes, allowing the light back in. Bringing those hands together. Thank you for joining. Namaste. So thank you so much for joining us at Park Yoga today, and thank you for joining me, Naomi, and from all of the instructors here at Park Yoga, wishing you a lovely rest of your week and a lovely rest of your day. And just before you go, if you've got any photos of you doing your park yoga, or you want to let us know, if you want to comment and tell us that you've been practicing with us, we would love to know. We love the community that it creates, our park yoga sessions. So please do tag us on Instagram or share any photos of you doing park yoga to your local park yoga page on Facebook, and just stay in touch over social media. We would love to hear how you're all getting on with your virtual park yoga sessions. Have a lovely rest of your day, and from everybody at Park Yoga, goodbye.